Hello, this is Eric at Unbox, and welcome to my review of the Elgato Wave XLR. I paid for this with my own money, so this is completely unsponsored, and I'm going to be completely honest and upfront, and I'm going to test the headphone out to the camera, because some people want to do that, like myself, because I don't always want to have to go to the computer, edit the audio, bring it back into the video. Some people just want to record and have sound. I flipped to the Wave XLR for recording to auxiliary jack, headphone jack, to the camera. My camera is a Sony ZV-1, and right now the gain is 7 out of 30. And later at the end here, I'm going to do one final test to see if there's any clipping. I'm going to turn the Sony ZV-1 right the heck down, and then turn this right the heck up and see if it clips with clip guard on or not. So I'll check that out in a bit. So you can only connect one device at a time to this directly. The software allows mixing of multiple streams, but this device only allows one. Well, say the Scarlett 2i2 or the Scarlett Solo, you can technically connect two different devices on its own audio channel, which of course allows you to have one device with two XLRs and have a safety channel, which means you can turn one down and one up to avoid clipping. Of course, the nice advantage here is you have that clip guard. If you want to see a comparison between this and the Scarlett, I'll be doing that on my other channel. That is not BIOS Studio. I'll be doing a comparison head-to-head and how you can modify the Scarlett Solo, in this case, this could be the 2i2, which you can do the same thing with, to exceed the capabilities of this device. However, what this, I believe, does have is a much more powerful preamp, and that is the interesting side. So if you only need one channel of audio, a preamp with some power, now that sounds interesting, because the Scarlett kind of lacks that power. Of course, we have our connections here. Let's get to unboxing and then get to find out what things are. So it includes a USB type A to USB-C cable here. Seems fairly decent for length. Some information inside. In the box itself, let's see what we have. Whew, they don't make this box easy to open. Oh, actually it does. It is. It's like a puzzle of boxes inside the box. Never seen quite this puzzling of a box where you have to open it one way and then another way. I'm just going to shrine this thing. Wow. Okay, I'm breaking this open. This box is going bye-bye. Okay. There we go. So we have it in here. Is there anything else in the box? It seems like there might be some weight in here. So beyond our Wave XLR, is there anything? Oh, wow. Just a lot of box, a lot of cardboard. So that's one thing you got in the box. You got lots of cardboard you paid for. Now, the XLR. Let's check it out. Okay, so we can see what we have here. What we have is 48 volt phantom power, just like the Scarlett. We have the XLR, and then of course we have our headphone. We have our USB type C, which can be flipped either way. That's the nice part. It actually has USB-C. Scarlett does as well, 3rd gen. Of course, then you have your lights for your headphone out, your mic, that you can hear your audio. And of course, this is all supposed to have the no clip feature, but I haven't installed the software yet, so I got to find that out. And of course, you're gonna have to connect this to your computer to get power to this device. And one thing I want to find out is at what point can I crank it before it's going to actually start to introduce hiss? And that's going to be interesting. So one quick note here. I'm actually not going to be reviewing the software so much. I'm not going to go through all the absolute different settings and doing multiple sound channels, because the one thing I want to know is absolute sound quality through USB and auxiliary. So see how this is and test a couple of the different settings to see how the sound is. So let's continue. So right off the bat, I can tell that the Elgato Wave XLR has more monitor power in the preamps to give more volume to your microphone. And you can split it between your headphone out and to the computer, but when you of course split it, you're not getting as powerful a signal. So I'm doing that right now. I'm going to the camera and the PC to record at the same time. You take this audio and take the audio from my camera, align it up, and we can go back and forth and find out how the sound quality is through the headphone jack as well as through the computer. So right now I'm running the software version 1.302536, and the firmware version I updated from the microphone from 1.0 to 1.2, so we're recording with the new firmware in the system. And one thing I want to test here is low pass filter and the cutout and all that fun stuff, so let's get to the software. Low cut filter is off right now, so I'm going to change it to 80 Hertz. So right now I'm at 80 Hertz low cutoff filter. And I'm going to turn back off right now. So let's go deep and let's go high. 80 Hertz, let's go deep and let's go high. 120 Hertz, deep and let's go high. So deep, deep, high, deep, high, deep, high. I just went from 120 Hertz to off. And now let's try clip guard. So if I'm talking really loud and I want to turn the volume right up, it seems to be working so far. Well, good job. Let's turn those preamps right up. Listen to the silence right now. See if there's any hiss. Okay, I'm going to turn this up. Listen for any hiss as I turn it up. Okay. Whew, that's a bit loud right now, so I'm going to turn this down. Okay, so this was a test to see if the preamps get overloaded. Of course, being really quiet, that's very hard. I closed all the windows, the doors, tried to get as much absolute silence as possible. So any small, little tiny sound, well, that would be picked up by even me breathing a breath. So I had to hold my breath for you guys. So hopefully we got a good test of the preamps to hear if there's any hiss through it. My camera's turned way, way, way down, my input on my camera. So I actually have it even with what my Scarlett was when I first started recording this video. So this is going to be a test here of USB to see if I can get it to clip. When I tested the first time, it did not have any clipping whatsoever, but through auxiliary the first time when the camera was 7 of 30 volume, it's only 7 of 30, it clipped. I didn't check yet on 1 of 30. So let's test this out. Am I clipping? Am I clipping? Turn right up. Am I clipping on USB audio? That's the test. 1, 2, 3. Am I clipping? So I'm going to do one last test to USB audio and to see if it clips. So far in that one part, it didn't clip. And it seemed that the auxiliary clipped on at least the first half. I haven't heard the last one when I turned the microphone on the camera down to 1 of 30. On 730, it was clipping. So now let's test this out. USB. Am I clipping? Am I clipping? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this clipping on the computer or is it holding itself strong? We got to check this out. Am I clipping? The Elgato Wave XLR. What are my thoughts? Well, XLR to USB, this is the winner over the Scarlett 2i2 Gen 3 out of the box. I say out of the box because it's a way to gain the Scarlett with an extra cost to make it comparable to this. Now, auxiliary. What are my thoughts on that? Well, auxiliary is the only okay sound quality. That's why I'm the Scarlett right now. Auxiliary to camera, so I don't have to edit on the computer, record there, and record on the camera. I record once, and I have great quality audio via the headphone jack out. If I want brighter audio, I record the line out on the Scarlett. And if I want it more clear, I press the air button on the Scarlett, which this I can't do on. But again, one jack, that's it on your XLR to USB. You got 2 jacks. You can do left channel, right channel, even on the Solo, which is cheaper. And you now have a right and left channel. So one XLR split to 2. You can have a left, right channel with one mic, but your audio is level split in half. I'm getting the Dynamite DM1 to actually give some brightness to Scarlett, and I'll be doing a head-to-head with the Elgato Wave XLR. Watch that on Not Bio Studio and check out who wins and how it is via USB head-to-head with a preamp. Any other questions? Ask them and I'll put it on Not Bio Studio. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a wonderful day.
This is not BIOS, tech and hardware.